How's it going there, mule peeps? This is John Hester here, and I got a special little video for you MX owners. Yeah, buddy, look at that. So this is a set of, this is stage 2s I put on here because I just wanted to see, it's got the rebound, so I just wanted to be able to play, fine-tune the rebound a little bit so that way I can get a baseline setting. Okay, holy crap, amazing, like totally different machine. It is totally different. I mean, this sucker, it's just, I mean, I don't know if you can see me moving it, but I can move it no problem by hand. But we put 700 pounds in the bed, 700 pounds sitting right here, 700 pounds, and the shocks drop down about right there. We used about half the suspension with 700 pounds in it. Then they were balancing all three guys. It's close to 7. It's 650 some pounds, so we'll just say 650 to be conservative. So 650 pounds, and all three of them, they were jumping up and down and still couldn't even bottom it out. But completely empty by myself. Drove down the road here, drove into the ditch and into the drainage ditch, which is kind of a cut in a V, and of course it's got some ruts, you know, people, you know, driving their trucks in there and going through the mud, so you had all kinds of ruts and stuff from kids going playing in the mud in the ditch up the road there. And it was like a vibration. It was just going along, and it was just floating along, and you look outside and this tire's just going, and it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. So definitely hit the nail on the head. Now I did change one thing on the design, on the caps. Now these are prototypes, and I've had these for a while, so these, you know, have a different cap design, a different top design. So we did have to cut the frame on this, but the new setup that I'm doing will not have to have any cutting whatsoever. They will be a direct bolt-on. So the MX, we're very limited on how far we can go. We can't really push it. Your axle angle and everything is just not super extreme. Okay, so it's not super extreme, so we can't gain a ton of lift. But you know, this is all stock other than some accessories, because this one is sold, and this is how the customer wanted it. We put a windshield and wiper and a windshield washer and a winch on it, so just a few things on it. But let me grab a tape measure here. Let's see here. Now of course this isn't dead set, so we're sitting at 12 inches right there. Now that's not to the bottom, you know, the main frame is a little bit lower than that, but just wanted to kind of show that it is sitting up a little bit higher. We do have 10 pounds of pressure in the tires on it, so I mean it is sitting ever so slightly higher. So let's see here, grab my tape measure again. Let me get, dang it. So almost a foot. So, you know, that's to the bottom of the frame right there. Now you look on Kawasaki side, I think they're rating this at 10.8, maybe 11 inches. Quote me if I'm wrong. You know, you say down in the comments or whatever, just say, hey John, you idiot, it's got this much in stock ground clearance. But I'm just using that as an example there. So, you know, we're pretty close to 12 inches of ground clearance with stock tires, so a little bit of a lift, but we still have a little bit of down travel, and we gain more up travel, so we have more wheel travel. How much more? I mean, we're limited. I got a little bit down, a little bit up, so I'm gonna say very conservative, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches more wheel travel. And you might be like, man, that doesn't sound like that much. Keep in mind, wheel travel is one part of the equation. Valving and everything is the key. So we have a This is a 46 millimeter 2.0 shock body, anodized aluminum. That stage 1s and stage 2s don't have piggybacks, but I mean 3, 4s, and 5s would have piggybacks and more tuning. Granted, I think stage 1s are going to be the most common that we see on these. Maybe stage 2s if they want to have the clicker on there. They want to drive it like a trophy truck. And I'll tell you what, this thing drives freaking amazing now. The whole bouncy kind of like, you know, the stock suspension setup, it's just not all that great. So, you know, so I'm going to show you the front here. So the final production, I'm going to say we're going to gain probably an inch of lift. That's as high as you can go on this machine, because I mean, we start pushing these axles too much in our steering, you're gonna run into problems, and it's just not enough room on the MX. Not enough throw in all of this. So we can't get super crazy on travel, you know, but you do gain some travel, which means articulation is going to be better. You know, it will flex better. And I do want to point out that one of my glasses are all dark and I can't see really good. Sorry. Get out in the sun, I can't really see. But anyways, I do want to point out that the biggest key, of course, is the valving. And then you do have more preload adjustability. It's much nicer with that nice ring, and it comes with the tools and everything. So you do have more adjustability on it. And of course, spring rates and all that stuff, we pretty much nailed it on its head right now. So you know, we put, like I said, a conservative 650 pounds on the back, and was just jumping up and down on it, and we couldn't bottom the suspension out. So it's going to haul weight much better, so its work capabilities is going to be better. Its trail recreation capabilities through the roof. Handling, much sharper in the handling. Your steering input is much better. You're going to have more traction capabilities because the suspension is going to follow the terrain much more precise. So instead of the tire hitting and bouncing off of the ground and you losing that contact patch on the ground, it's not going to plow as much in corners. You're going to have a lot better performance out of the suspension. So this is one hell of an upgrade right here, in everything. So it's ride quality, it's very plush, it rides really nice. Like I said, I was driving through the ditch and I was driving through the tire ruts and everything, and I mean, this thing was like a vibration. I mean, it's this windshield, which, you know, it moves, so you can see it moving. It was moving probably about like that much, you know, bouncing through all them bumps and everything. So really nice, really big improvement, just like I knew it would be. I mean, we really work hard on this two-stage valving, so you got a nice plush low speed, and you have a little bit stiffer high speed, which is also going to help in the weight carrying capabilities. So if you got it loaded and then you hit a big old bump, the valving is going to stiffen itself up, and it's going to really help itself in that type of a category. So it's not just a performance shock. It's going to change your Mule MX to a trophy truck, but an awesome work machine, and you're going to be able to drive all day. You're going to work longer without your back hurting. I mean, it's going to take so much more shock out of you. It's going to carry loads better. And if you're carrying extremely heavy loads, you let us know during the build process. You know, when you order them, just say, look, I'm going to throw an elk in this thing, and I'm going to tow a trailer with 1,000 pounds of wood on it. Okay, we'll set the springs up a little bit more for you. You know what I mean? So we can bump up the load capacity a bit more. So I mean, we could set it up for you. But right now, it is designed to be able to carry 700 pounds and passengers, no problem. From one person completely empty to 700 pounds and 2 people. You're gonna be able to handle all of that. Really nice. So let's kick this thing off, and we're gonna now open everything up now that we got it, and we got the spring rates, and I just had to run it and make sure that the spring rates are right. valving is right, and anything else, which, like I said, we've already contacted Elka, and we've already changed the design of the caps, and they're going to custom machine us a different cap to be able to fit the different frame design of the MX with no cutting whatsoever. And let's get this thing on the road. So you want to get yourself some shocks going for your mule, you give us a call here at Hester's Motorsports in Raton, New Mexico, 575-445-3558. You could also message us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hester's Motorsports, and let's get some rolling for you. They'll all be custom, built to order. So as of right now, we're the 14th of July. You're going to be looking at about 6 weeks. So don't let that deter you. 6 weeks, man, it's like nothing. I've had some people, 6 weeks, oh my God. I was like, when was Christmas? Feels like yesterday. Exactly. Now 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, almost. So let's get this thing rolling. Let's get you guys on your MX mules. Remember, Kawasaki Mule Pro MX. Now, of course, we do make them for the the FX, FXT, DX, DXT, FXR, the F line, what's called the FD line shocks, of course. But it's taken me way too long because lack of vehicles. It's taken us months to get a mule in MX to prototype on these here. And we've got so many ranchers around here, and they need them day in and day out. So I couldn't really ask any of the ranchers around here, because they need the machine just non-stop. So it's like in here, out, and no time for me to really do any fitment, any driving, any testing, anything like that. No videos or anything like that. So it's quite an improvement. So just give us a call. We'll get you all the prices. I don't really want to say prices on here because this video might be 5 years old when you're watching it. Like I said, it's July 14th, 2022, but I'm just saying prices change. I don't want to say, it costs this much, and then you call and say, well, I watched your video and they said this much. Dude, the video was 5 years ago. Inflation and Uncle Joe, that stuff happens. So keeping them all right at the same price as all the FXT, mule shocks and everything too. So same size, same bore. We put the big performance shocks on this thing. So yeah, so give us a call. Like I said, Hester's Motorsports is the exclusive place to be able to get the Hester Edition Elka shocks. Can't get them anywhere else. Can't buy them from Elka. If it doesn't have that, you got the wrong shock, my friend. Thank you all for watching.